So, my first question for you, Mr. Adam, is as a dancer, the early beginnings of your career, what inspired you to become a dancer?
Well, from my earliest memories, 4 years old, 5, in New York City, where I was born and brought up, I always had a passion to move. Even before I knew really what movement was or dance, I knew it from the cinema, from the movies, but I'd never really seen a live performance. And I continued to just spontaneously get up and dance. And then when I was 10 years old, I was taken to see a performance of the, at that time, famous Russian ballet company, the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo. And that opened a magical door for me. It was like a golden key. And I saw the greatest dancers of that time, and it inspired me. And I thought, this is the world I wish to inhabit. This is the work that I wish to follow. And this is what I want to be. I want to express my life in movement. And a year or two later, when I was a little older, I started training with the greatest teachers of the Diaghilev Ballet, the great fabled Diaghilev Ballet, of the Mariinsky Ballet in St. Petersburg, of the Bolshoi Ballet in Moscow. All these great luminaries were my teachers, and they not only gave me a technique clearly strong enough to still last, because I'm still dancing.
And you're still doing it perfectly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Decades after people have stopped. But then I feel, well, why should I stop? Why should I retire when, as long as I can physically acquit myself with honor, which I still can, as long as I can still bring tears to people's eyes and chills to their flesh, why should I stop? So I don't stop. I practice 5-6 days a week, and I travel all over still, and also on stage. Of course, I don't use language, but I use language when I write my books. And the 18th book that I'm writing now, on stage, no language. With my books, I use text, but in both instances, I'm expressing myself. I'll just make one adjustment to what you said earlier when you so kindly introduced me. You said 17 books on dance. They're not all on dance. They're books on life. My teaching books about commedia dell'arte, novels that I've written, and autobiographies, poetry, plays. They're books of many diverse subjects, because I feel if you want to be a marvelous performer or marvelous dancer, you can't just be a set of muscles. That's not enough. You have to have the muscles
To carry you.
Of course, but there must be more. There has to be spirit and soul and passion and love of what you're doing. If not, you might as well go to a gymnasium and see people just work out.
Exactly.
That's not sufficient by my definition. And then I will give some, and then I continued. I began my career. Originally I was a ballet dancer, and then it was not enough, it was insufficient for me as time went on. I had more to express than I could as a ballet dancer. So I evolved my own technique of expressive mind, where every muscle of the body, every vein, nerve ending, sinew, hair follicle, everything contributes to that moment of truth. And that's my credo and my motto. I lived by it, and I still live by it. Now, I want to give some advice, if I may, and I hope people will hear it, and not just hear it with their ears, but hear it with their heart. And that is, dancing is a wonderful hobby. It's a lovely outlet. Physicality, to move to music, it's fun. But if one wants to go beyond the fun and treat it seriously with a group or a career, then it has to be not only a passion, it has to be an obsession. In order to make a career in movement, one has to be obsessed
by movement.
The need to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's painful. The body does not, unlike the Stradivarius violin, 200 years later, it sounds better. The human body 200 years later does not dance better.
Exactly.
And therefore the moment is now. So you have to be in love, and it has to be the number one priority of your life if you want to make a career in dance. Not number 10 or number 9, then it's a hobby. But if you wish to pursue it, it has to be pursued, as I say, as the number one need in your life. And that's one of my secrets that I keep going. It's a combination of passion and of discipline and of good fortune. You have to have good luck as well. Some people do everything right and they get sick or they break something. And you have to be very careful that your body is warmed up before a rehearsal, before a performance, because it's dangerous when the brain knows how to do it,
but the body doesn't react.
Yeah, exactly, because it's tired or you're sick or you haven't prepared your instrument. So that is my advice. Feed your passion, cultivate your instrument, and you have to have tunnel vision in order to make a career in theatre. Tunnel vision, it must be first foremost. And if you're depressed, which you will be, as I said earlier, to the group here.
It's like any human being, like being depressed is something normal.
Oh, absolutely normal. Absolutely.
But you have to take it and make advantage of it
right.
as your dancing develops, because you might, from desperation, it becomes the greatness of you.
Oh, absolutely. I think maybe that's one of the reasons I've been able to write so many books, is that I've turned sadness or grief or loneliness, which you certainly have the longer you live, there's more chance that you will know these feelings. Unfortunately, but it's the truth. I've turned it, I've taken obstacles and I've moved them into opportunities. And as I said, I see to it that I write every day, that I practice every day, and that when I'm dancing, I'm dancing. When I'm writing. And when I am teaching, I'm teaching. You don't mix them up. You focus on each one fully as you do it. Now, I don't know why I just did that, because I'm not teaching hand movements now.
But you just felt to do it.
It's part of my expression. Everything, the feet, the hands, the ribs, the armpit.
I think the people here understand that part of your life and how to get inspiration. We are, as dancers and regular peoples, we have very hard times to start a new something. That's very hard. It's absolutely hard to us. And that's why, like many people, even started and then give up in it.
Oh yeah,
And I think that being original or having something that you possess, it's only for you and it's only known by you.
That's right.
That can keeps you away from being desperate about your dance or your career. So and
you develop your originality.
You cultivate.
You water the plant of your originality.
So my question is, you as you called the father of expressive mime, how did you came up with that idea? How to come up with something that is entirely yours and entirely credited for you?
It didn't happen from one day to the next. It was a gradual evolution that I was expressing what I needed to express, and it became, everyone said, oh, will you teach that to us? And it was not yet a system. It was just my way of feeding my own instrument. So I said it, I codified it, I made it into a system in order to help people. But this is over a long period. And I evolved it. The way I'm teaching it now is not the way I taught it 20 years ago.
As long as you move, it's going to be evolved.
That's right.
Different.
That's right,
yeah.
Yes. Listen, I'm going to thank you because I have to pack to get back to Finland
we
where I live.
understand,
But I want to say, you've asked me very, very good questions, and I'm impressed with your intellectual grasp and what you've asked me. I think you've conducted a very good interview.
Thank you very much.
I'm
We also
impressed.
thank you. We also thank you for your kind visit here to Kuwait. We also thank you for your knowledge, for your expertise. Adam is gonna be with us on March.
That's
On March for
and you'll see
doing,
my performance with Casimir Kolesny.
and you have to see his performance with the guy that I'm gonna be interviewing next, which is Casimir. And you have to see his performances, and you have to read his books. Mr. Adam, we thank you very much.
Thank
This
you,
was
Ron. Very
absolutely
interesting
wonderful.
interview.
Thank you very much.
And good luck to all the young people that are watching me.
You don't know.
Thank you very much. I really like this.
And Kaz,